Hi guys, I hope everybody is well. We had a bit of a technical thing going on there with instructor Matt finishing off the class, so sorry for the slight delay. Just wait for a few more people to join us on the live, and then I will dive straight into WarriorNet 2 launch. Super exciting. Jessica Dunlop's here. Awesome to see you, Jessica. Hope you're doing well. Lauren's here. Hello, Lauren. How are you guys? I've literally just watched you guys finish your adult class with instructor Matt. That looked quite tough, but good fun. So loads to go through today, guys. Very exciting. Super exciting. So let's see. Sarah's here. Elisa, Noah. Hello, guys. How are you? I'm good, thank you, Lauren. Thanks for asking. Instructor Matt is in the house. I thought we were going to leave you on, sir. And we've got me and Sky here. Cool. Look at this, guys. When you come on, just come and say hello. It's great for me to see who I'm speaking to. You know, this is the benefit of going live. You know, I can chat to you guys wherever we are in the world. And Mr. Layton is here as well. Instructor Layton is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Slight technical issue there. Yeah, do you know what, Instructor Matt? I noticed you struggling with it, so I actually managed to log on and end the broadcast myself from Dubai. That's advanced tech. We're getting there now. You know, I said when we started this week off, we were white belts in live streaming, and I really feel like we are working our way up. You know, I'd probably say we're about yellow belt, green belt at this level. I think you are absolutely smashing it though, leading the way. Ian Morris, looking forward to the launch. Awesome stuff. Rosemary Venus, hi Surf, Minara and Kaylin, good to see you guys. So honestly, the last 2 days here have been absolutely crazy. I thought with the lockdown we'd have loads of spare time, but we put about 18 hours. There's 4 of us putting this together. About 18 hours into it yesterday, but about 18 hours again. Well, today and tomorrow, you know, it's going to be similar. There's a lot. It's a mammoth project, but we really wanted to do it properly. We didn't want to put something out there that you guys, you know, have done before. We wanted to put something together which would really be quite powerful. And I think what we've done is going to benefit the Warrior Academy for the next 10 years. So we've really done what we've said, which is using this time as an opportunity. You know, I like to think that we practice what we preach, and this is what we're telling our families and our students and our children to do all the time. And I feel like we've done that. So I'm super excited, guys, to share it all with you. Parry's here. Melissa Miller, good to see you guys. It's awesome to connect with so many warriors right now. You know, this is the other opportunity, right? I've never been able to speak to so many parents in one go from both Dubai and the UK. You know, Didam's here, we're new. Good to see you guys from Dubai watching on YouTube. So right now we're streaming to YouTube, to Dubai, to the UK. Everyone's tuning in to find out what's going on with WarriorNet 2. So it's really cool. I would say right now, you know, we're getting about 100 to 200 people watching every single time Instructor Matt does a live class, which is really cool. I'd like to see that get over the 1,000 mark by the end of the month. And just to see what sort of development we all have over these next few weeks, you know. Hello, Louise. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. When you do come on, guys, say hello. Let me know how you're doing. How's everyone coping with the lockdown? Has anyone got cabin fever yet? I'll tell you something funny. We were in the living room yesterday, and Vicky said to me, "Do you know what we should do?" And I said, "What?" She said, "We should move the sofa from here to over there." And we did it, and it was one of the biggest decisions of the day. We sat down, we said, it was a good decision. That's when you know you're really getting the cabin fever. Who's still working? Someone's still working. I gotta find out who you guys are. When you click on the description, there's a link there which gives StreamYard access to Facebook, so I can see what your name is. Otherwise, you come up as Facebook user. Still working, kids in school. Well, that's brilliant. You know, the fact that you're able to still get out and about and to help the kids in school is absolutely amazing. So well done you. Awesome. Right, guys. I believe we've got enough people watching. We've got about 20 plus people watching. I'm gonna start to get some things ready here so that we can go straight into it. So make sure we've got the right stuff here. Where are we? Bear with me, guys. I'm just doing this to build suspense. Okay, cool. We are almost there. Warrior Academy program. So the last time I shared my screen like this, we the mic went out, so I had to kind of redo the whole video. Still working, kids in school, still working. Lois is loving your work, and so are we. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for for joining in as much as you are. To see some of our students training 5 times a week right now, and even more if they're doing the daily habits as well. They've gone from training once a week to training 10 times per week, which was one of the things we wanted to really, do with the whole online training. Try and increase the amount of classes students are doing and try and increase the development that our students enjoy. So let's go through WarriorNet 2, guys. So why did we create WarriorNet 2.0? You may remember the old WarriorNet. The old WarriorNet is currently on pause while we were launching this one, and essentially it was great at the time because we had instructional videos for every technique from white belt to black belt, but there were typically 1 to 2 minute videos, and it was me with a camera explaining what to do, and sometimes Instructor Matt, sometimes some of our black belt students helping out, explaining how to do each technique. But each belt, you'd get roughly 10 to 15 minutes, so about 12 videos on average per belt. And WarriorNet 2.0 is a completely different situation. WarriorNet 2.0, we've got about 5 hours of footage for each belt, and it would take a student about 9-10 hours to get through each belt. There's actually, in white belt alone, there's actually 60 mini steps, mini stages that someone needs to go through in order to level up to yellow tag. So we really wanted to create something which would last a long, long time, and build into it accountability, right? I think one of the things that I feel makes an online course work is accountability and a sense of belonging. And if you don't have accountability, you're not going to be able to track progress and feel like you're making progress. If you watch a YouTube video which is free online and you're watching it and you don't really know who the person is, there's no familiarity, they're not holding you accountable for the work you're doing at home, and you don't see that development, that progress. Familiarity is a massively important thing as well. I think seeing your instructors up there teaching you is really great, and it builds that sense of belonging and that community. Some of you may have seen the last video I posted on YouTube, the UK group and the Dubai group, and it was all about mental health and how WarriorNet 2 is helping students with that. So I'm going to go into that as well and show you guys the forum that we've created to help students during the shutdown. So let's get cracking, guys. Can everybody see my screen? Can you see WarriorNet 2 on the screen? Let me know, guys. Cool. I think everyone can see it. Good. Okay. And I can see it too. Awesome stuff. So this is WarriorNet 2. And we've got about 50 parents in Dubai who have got access to this. And we've got about 400-500 parents in the UK who are going to have access to this within the next 24 hours. Each of you will be receiving an email with login details and how to log in to access WarriorNet 2.0 from tomorrow morning. So when you wake up in the morning, you should get an email which explains how to log in. So cool. Yes, sir. Yes. Valerie's there. Hey, hi, Valerie. How are you? Good to see you guys. I think some of the messages are coming delayed. So I'm asking, can everyone hear me? And I find out a few minutes later. So if there's any long silences, it's probably because I don't want to speak without it working. Okay, cool. So let's go through it, guys. WarriorNet 2.0. So I'm only going to show you white belt today because there's so much here. Right now, we've uploaded white belt, yellow tag, and yellow belt and some of green tag. The rest of the videos are all going to be online. So up to blue tag and including blue tag will be online within the next 48 hours. Blue belt and above, we were planning to film this weekend, but then the lockdown happened. So instead of doing that, this could be postponed 1 or 2 months. Instead of doing that, we are going to arrange some specialist classes, which will be exclusive just to our advanced students. That will be on Zoom, so we can actually see you interacting as well. So actually that gives us a chance to test out Zoom and to see if interactive classes work. So I'm looking forward to doing that with the advanced students as well. So if we look at the level of content here, I mean, we've got 163 lessons so far over a period of 3 or 4 belts. So there's roughly 50, 60 lessons per belt. So when you go down, when you first log in, I've already been on this, so that's why it says resume course, but it will say start course. When you go down, there's an introduction phase. So this will explain to you what WarriorNet is about. The mental health of our students is the video I've just made, so that one's going to come up shortly. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be guided through to this stage, which is how to register for the Warrior family. So I'll quickly play just 10 seconds of this one here. Before you're able to introduce yourself is to register. So what you need to do to register is go to the forum, click at the very top, you'll see where it says login. So we've got videos like this which explain how to register for the online forum, because the forum is just as big a part as the actual WarriorNet is. Bringing our students up will be such a in the Warrior forum will be such a benefit. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. Both of them will be working side by side. So let's go through this. Once you've watched a video and you've completed it, you can click complete. When you click complete, which I've done like that, it will say complete, and then you can go to the next lesson. You can click here and you go to the next lesson. So you work through the course this way, right? You then have to find out how you can introduce yourself. One of the things we want our students to do is to introduce themselves on the forum. Okay, so as soon as you have a chance to log into WarriorNet, the first thing you need to do is to create an account on the forum and introduce yourself. So there's a video there which explains exactly how to do it. And the forum I'll go into now. So the forum is basically monitored by all of our black belt team, all of our black belt instructors. And we've actually asked our assistant instructors in the UK, who are basically 15 to 17 years old, to monitor everything that goes on and to contribute to helping younger students with advice. So for instance, if you're a yellow belt, you can say you're struggling with your sidekick, and you'll have one of our assistant instructors commenting back saying, why don't you try this? This is what worked for me. And their role really is to use this time to inspire younger students. Lead as step 4 of the Warrior method. It's a huge part of what we do. And I think that we can really work with our assistant instructors to help us with that. So I'm really excited to do that. And one of the things I've asked or I've offered to our assistant instructors is in a year's time, in a year time, I'd like one of them to have a job with us, which is going to be managing the whole online forum. So they'll have that responsibility. And so that's going to be a really, really cool thing, which will connect our community and in a very, very safe way. I think now, especially with the lockdown, we don't know necessarily how our children are socializing online. Even when they weren't socializing as much, online because they were so busy with school and stuff. We didn't really know what they were up to online. And even more so now, when their only way to socialize will be through social media and all these different platforms, which as parents, we haven't got that much of a clue about. So what we wanted to do was to steer this communicating online into a very safe and holistic environment where we're all around the same ethos, same values. We're all steered by the same sort of moral code which martial arts produces. So once you have created your account on the online forum, let's see if I can bring up the online forum now, actually. That'd be quite cool. Let me see if I can do that. Here it is. Hopefully you guys can see this. Let me know if you can't. So this is the online forum, guys. You'll be asked to have an account on the online forum. And of course, this is going to be something you do with your child initially. We don't want you to have no idea what they're doing. We want you to help them sign up with this. So they'll go on the online forum, and some of the stuff's admin only. You won't need to see that. But the first thing you'll do is be asked to introduce themselves. Okay, so you'll be asked to introduce yourself. Who are you? What's your belt? How long have you been training? Where have you been training? And the idea here is that we can all reply. So let's have a look here. Assistant Instructor Matty has joined, and he has given a bit of a story about himself in martial arts and what his role is in the Warrior Academy and what his journey's been like and how it's impacted his mindset and what inspires him. And then I've replied to him just to say how great it is to see Matty on there and to see him mentoring our young students. So we ask all of our members to welcome the new students when they join. So first of all, if you join us and you're in Dubai, the first thing that will happen is you'll sign up on WarriorNet, you'll register an account with warrior-family.online, and then you'll post a small post saying, my name is, and I'm from Dubai, and I train at Collegiate American School, where I am a white belt that just started, and I'm being taught by instructor Aaron. And then you'll have comments from all over, all of our clubs, from white belts to black belts in the UK and Dubai. So a really amazing way to kind of bring our communities together. And one of the things I spoke about 8 months ago was creating this pen pal service. Well, it turns out postage in Dubai isn't awesome. So the best way to do that, from my research, was to create an online forum where students can communicate. So that's what we're building into this. You can now communicate, students in Dubai, students in the UK, in a really safe environment, and all messages are public so we can see everything. So that's going to be really, really cool, guys, and a really amazing way to connect the community. So that's how you're going to be introducing yourself when you come on. The next thing we're going to do is, as we go through all the classes, guys, you'll be able to access these boards. So depending, if you're a white belt, you can only access white belt. If you're a green belt, of course, you can access all of the boards up to green belt. And the idea is that, let's say you're stuck on a particular class, you can click on this, you can go in here, create a new topic, and you can ask a question. And then you'll have students who are studying the same thing as you, sharing their advice, giving tips, and really encouraging you to overcome obstacles and challenges. So it's a great way for us all to connect. The other thing we always ask students to do as well is to celebrate their success. So every time our students do a grading, we ask them to go onto the forum and to post their wins, share their success, so that other students can celebrate with them. And I think that's really, really important. A lot of the time, it's sometimes we can have a huge achievement and not recognize it enough ourselves. But to share that with the community would be an amazing way to do it. So this is the forum, guys. We're going to build into this loads of things that will really connect our community. And, with so many students in Dubai and the UK, I really think it's going to be a buzzing environment, fueled by those strong values that the Warrior Academy is all about. A good question here from Melody. Is it for all ages? It's completely up to parents. This is completely safe for any age, but again, it's a forum. So I'd probably say we're looking for, 8-year-old and above, 9-year-olds and above. But again, this is completely new, so we're testing it out. If parents are doing it with their children, they want to log on. If you've got a young student and you want to log on and tell the Warrior Academy world that they have earned their new belt, then by all means do that. And you'll be able to read to them loads of lovely messages from students around the world in our clubs. You know, another thing we're going to build into this is a bullying support board, where students can get advice if something's going on and they want advice from other students who've been through something similar, or from our black belt team. So suddenly we've built in this support network, which I think would be really important. So that's how the online forum is going to connect our whole community and really encourage students to share their success and, you know, be able to share tips. Suddenly, you know, every single student in the Warrior Academy has access to black belt advice from not just 1 or 2 instructors, but from 20 or 30 black belts across the Warrior Academy clubs in the UK and Dubai. And I think that's just an amazing thing to be able to do and to be able to offer. I don't know many clubs out there who can offer that. So we're really, really excited to do that. Now let me take you guys back to the back to WarriorNet. Share screen. Alrighty, so we've done all this. Once you've done this, you can click Mark as complete, and it will say, sorry, here we go, complete, right? So once you've done it, it's complete. Mark as complete. It says it's complete. Cool. So the next thing it says is keep going. So built into this whole program from white belt all the way up to black belt are quizzes and things to keep you going, right? So it will ask you to start, and it will say here, have you created an account on the forum? If so, what is your username? So you can type in your username. Once you've done that, it will ask you to introduce yourself on the board, and you can click yes if you've done it, click submit, and then you'll be finished with that, guys. And then it says you're all set up. All right. So the idea is that the whole way through this, we're keeping students engaged. We're keeping them accountable. We're able to see progress and see how you guys are doing. So once you're set up, you've done the introduction phase. Well done. Complete. Next lesson. So the next lesson is we've actually implemented a lot more theory into this. So we've actually gone a bit deeper into Taekwondo and the Warrior Academy and tried to implement little bits of theory into what we're doing. So it's very gradual and very easy. For instance, there's the meaning of belts. You know, there's a different meaning for each colored belt that we've got. And so this is this has just been uploaded now. This will be Instructor Aaron from Dubai.
Instructor Aaron here. So as part of Taekwondo, we obviously have our belt structure.
And Aaron's going to be teaching the students about what the belt structure is and about the meaning of the belts in each color. So there's a lot of depth there, which I wanted to bring across. Once you've learned that, of course, you can click Mark as complete, and you can go to the next lesson. And this is where it gets really interesting, guys, because this is the difference between normal WarriorNet, WarriorNet Original 1.0, and WarriorNet 2.0. So the way WarriorNet 2.0 works, the new WarriorNet, is that essentially every single week we've broken down. So we know exactly, we know what a black belt is going to do on their 3rd week. We know what a green belt is going to do on their 8th week. We know what a white belt is going to do on his 2nd week. We know exactly the journey a student goes on for 6 to 7 years with us. We've mapped that journey out, and then we've planned every single week. And then what we've done is you start this course, and every week is drip fed. So providing you follow WarriorNet to the T, and you do everything we say in WarriorNet, you are on the quickest way to earn your black belt. And that's how it works, guys. So we start off every week with a lesson. The lessons are typically 10 to 30 minutes long. And at the beginning, they're very, very simple, and then they get more and more complicated. The classes get more complex towards the end, where you start doing pre-grading, grading preparation. We go into visualization, which I'll explain later as well. So we start off with a class like this, right? Just to give you an insight. Instructor, it's yes, ma'am. So have you got... Just make that a bit bigger. We're really, really excited to have you with us today to join in your first Warrior Academy white belt class. First of all, it's really important that you know the dojo rules, so that when you come in, you're completely prepared. So every single martial art has its own moral code. In Taekwondo, we've got the 5 tenets of Taekwondo. So we'll be guiding you through that, and you can see the PD download on this as well. So you can tick off when you understand each of the. So I'm just going to skip along, guys, just so you can get a good idea of what we're actually doing here. So this is a 27-minute class. So already in the first class, we've got how many is that? We've got twice as much content as the white belt, the whole of the white belt syllabus on WarriorNet 1 in the first video. So I'll just skip through this so you can get insight. So switching, warming up our hips now, warming up our legs. Good, guys, well done. Nice and easy, not too hard. We're not doing knee strikes just yet. Yeah? You'll notice that it's all held together. So what we wanted to do, guys, was instead of having one camera facing the class the whole time, we've got 3 cameras set up, right? And these aren't just normal handy cams, they're 4K television quality cameras. And we partnered with First and 10 Productions, who helped us put all this together. Timothy Fair Matthews is a good mate of mine, who grew up in Trowbridge and moved out to Dubai. Some of you would have met him. He would have filmed lots of your warriors in the past. And his clients include Will Smith and the Pope, people I'm sure you've heard of, and the Warrior Academy, which of course you've heard of. So we're dealing with some really professional kit with some amazing editors and cameramen who have put all this together. And I think that just means that we've got different angles students can use, and it's really easy to follow. So the idea is that we go through a normal class, right? So we go through a normal 20-30 minute class. And from that class, it's everything you need to learn on that week, right? And then we break down the classes into 1 to 2 minute individual technical videos. So if I go through the videos now and show you how that works. The idea, of course, is that we finish every single class as if it's a normal class. Whereas with the original WarriorNet, you would log in, you'd watch one video, you'd learn your front kick of the back leg, and then that's it. With this, we take you through a full class. You walk in, you bow, you wear your full uniform, you do the full class, and you finish with a bow, just like Instructor Matt's live classes this week. So we're going to finish off as we always do. So if you're watching this right now at home, stand up with your hands behind your back, facing us, and copy what we're doing. Shriots, Kenye. Amazing job, guys. Big round of applause. 5. So this is the first week of lessons. You can see that on the right. Hopefully that's nice and easy to see. And it's about to get really interesting, guys. Let me make that a bit bigger. See if you can. Is that easier to see now? I think it is, yeah. Seb Van Lockham, can you upload pictures and videos? Yes, you can. And there's specific times where we ask people to do that. And I'll guide you through that now. So first of all, guys, this is a typical week, right? We've got one big class, and then we've got about 6 to 8 smaller videos and quizzes that we ask students to do throughout the week. What we typically do is we take, for instance, if I'm teaching the white belt combination in this, I might take the front kick, and that would be a 1-minute reference video for students to follow. If you're a brand new student joining us and you've never joined us before, one of the things we ask you to do is a uniform test, which does that. The next thing you're going to be given in your first class is your uniform test. Now, you probably remember doing a uniform test a while ago. You're agreeing. So who remembers doing a uniform test a long time ago, guys, right? Many of you have been with us almost 10 years. One student who was following on a live class today has been with us since the very, very beginning, first month of Warrior Academy. So, if you've been with us for a long time, you may remember the uniform test, but it's certainly something we do and we have done with thousands of students in the last couple of years. So the uniform test is the first stage. And just to give you an insight on what happens, over here you can download the uniform test. It's a behavior checklist to be done at home. Once you've watched the video, you've downloaded this, you click mark as complete, and you go to the next one. This is where it gets pretty interesting, guys, because I'm about to show you guys in the UK the character development workbook. In the first 3 months of moving to Dubai, I was asked to work for the royal family here, which meant teaching them in the palace in Dubai, but also teaching them in the UK. And at one point I was flying twice a week, UK, Dubai, UK, Dubai, UK, Dubai, to work with the family. And the goal was to develop character. That was what we were up to. That's why they chose the Warrior Academy, because that's our main thing. That's what we do. We develop character using martial arts as a vehicle to do that because it's such an amazing tool. So I developed the character development workbook for the Royal Family, and for the last 8 months, we've been testing it with our clubs in Dubai. And the idea of the character development workbook is to ensure that students are following something they can use every single day at home, which really focuses on the character development side. A lot of students join us because they want martial arts, and they soon start to realize that it's way more than martial arts that we do. But really, that workbook embodies it. Now, being online, we wanted to take this whole workbook and stick it online, and that's exactly what we've done, guys. So I'm going to show you that now. This is the workbook, the physical workbook, and I'll show you how we've used that online so you can see. You'll be provided with your character development workbook. Now, this has completely revolutionized the way our children develop their characters at home. Students who use this workbook typically accelerate and develop 3 times faster than those who don't use it. In the workbook, you'll find it is essentially a guide through the next 12 weeks with us. So you'll be able to see the black belt journey here. You'll be able to see exactly where you are. So if it's your first class, you can put a cross on white. It will guide you through how to use WarriorNet. It will guide you through the belt stripes and planning a reward for those belt stripes. The workbook will guide you through the home achievement stripe. The workbook will guide you through the teacher's log and the school achievement stripe, as well as helping you develop your daily habits routine. So this is all going to be included on WarriorNet as well. So it's basically taking the workbook online. Finally, guys, there's the training log. We want you to mark down every single time you do a daily habit routine, every single time you do a training session, whether that's WarriorNet or in class, mark it down. So the workbook is all online. Everything you've just seen, we've embedded into WarriorNet 2.0. So there's a daily habit routine that we ask you to develop at the beginning of each term with us. If you'd like to break down each belt by a term, 12 weeks to typically use the term, then what you can do is you can, start with your daily habit routine. Start by planning the stripes off. The idea of the character development workbook is so that you can, map out the next 12 weeks and make sure that's a success. And really by starting them to put that online, it's more and more achievable for students to do. It's more accessible for students. So once I've shown you guys what the workbook is, you can click complete. I've already clicked complete actually. So then you can click next lesson. And then I go through exactly how to use the workbook. On the right hand side here. So I literally guide you through page by page how to use the workbook, because you've got 2 options. You can actually get the workbook in its physical form, which a lot of our students in Dubai are doing, or you can print it yourself, because I've uploaded the PDF so you can actually print it, or you can use the online version, which is embedded into WarriorNet. So you've actually got the options there, guys. A lot of people like to have a printout, which is why we've done that. So this guides you through exactly how to use it, gives you a bit more depth on it all. The next thing is developing your daily habit routine. So one of the things we ask students to do is to create a daily habit routine, which essentially develops their confidence, conduct, and concentration. If you look at what instructor Matt has been doing for the last few days, he's been using a daily habits routine to start the day off properly for students and to develop their character. And it's really that kind of compounding effect that takes effect and has a snowballing effect, if you like, of development. And that is what really kind of accelerates our students going through this whole process with us. So we found a daily habit routine to be massively beneficial. And again, guys, this is the first week, right? So you'll be asked to modify your daily habit routine every single time you start a new belt. So once you've gone through this, you've looked at the daily habit routine, you know exactly what you're doing, you can mark as complete, and you can go to the next one. So this is where it gets interesting. If you're a brand new student, we'll ask you in this quiz, if you're a current member, you've already done the uniform test, click yes. If you're a new member, have you completed the uniform test? Well, if the answer is yes, that's great. And then to answer your question, the question was, Can you upload things? Yes, you can. You click this and you can upload the uniform test that you've done so that we can see that you have done the behavior checklist at home, and we can then send you your uniform if you are a brand new student. So that is how that works. The next thing, guys, is to make sure you're ready. So, of course, this is just the first week. We want to make sure you're ready for the next 12 weeks, the term ahead. So the idea here is that we ask if you've gone through the workbook and you planned your rewards for each stripe. We ask you what the rewards are for each stripe, because we actually ask students in the workbook to plan a very, very small reward for each stripe. It makes sure we don't miss out on that golden opportunity to reinforce success. So often, a student can come home to their parents and say, I earned the green stripe today, and well done, that's great. But really, we want to mark the occasion because we find that it builds up this motivation and really helps students accelerate. So a small reward can be anything from, their favorite meal or watching their favorite show or anything like that. We'd probably say avoid something which is going to cost you money. The idea is, that it's something small, but something they really enjoy and will mark the occasion for them. So once you've done that, you can type in here what it is you have rewarded yourself with. Have you planned your daily habit routine? Confidence, conduct, concentration. We've guided you through that with the video. And then please write down your daily habit routine. Once you've done that, have you planned your week? And do you have a set time to train each week at home? We ask students to have a set time. And so this goes on, guys. The idea is that you spend that first moment planning the rest of your term. And we know as instructors who's done this. We can log in and see which students have really logged on and done this and made the effort to go through it all. Once you've done that, guys, you can mark as complete. And you can go to the next lesson. The next lesson, of course, is the next category. When they say category, they mean the next week. So right now we're in week 1 of the white belt lessons. Right? This is all week 1. So if I click next category, that will only be available to me if it's my second week as a white belt. So this is all drip fed, right? So week 1, you get as soon as you join, as well as the introduction week. Week 2, you only get after 1 week of being a white belt. So if I click on next category or next lesson, you guys can see what happens in the next week. So the next week, we go into a bit more detail on the daily habit routine, how you can progress with it. We talk about combinations, that sort of stuff as well. We talk about entering the dojo, how to enter the dojo, how to warm up properly, how to tie your belt and uniform, sitting stance, static stretching, gratitude jar, rules of the dojo, all these different things, guys, yeah? So this is the level of content we've got for week 2 of white belt. So you can just imagine how much there's going to be for all of our belts and when this is all completed. And we've got this much content already done all the way up to and including blue tag, which really for most students is the first 2 to 3 years of their training with us. So hopefully, guys, that gives you a really good insight. I don't want this to carry on for too long, but I'll see if I can give you a bit of an overview. So these are the belts we've currently uploaded. We've got green belt and blue tag starting tomorrow. If I click on white belt, I can just give you a quick overview as we scan down. So this is what you'll be getting week 1, as well as the introduction. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, and week 10, and then week 11. So we even do things. I mean, if you look at the pre-grading here, the pre-grading is one of the longest ones because it's about 30 minutes typically. The white belt pre-grading won't be as long because it's a there's not as the white belt grading isn't such a long grading. But when you get to green belt and stuff, it was pretty tough for Sam and Karim who were helping me to film because these were 30-minute tough, technical pre-gradings that I was taking them through. One of the things we wanted to do was to, we had a comment before from a few parents, which was that students found it amazing there were black belts teaching them, but they couldn't really relate to them as well as if it was a student their own belt or their own age. So we asked our students here in Dubai to help us out. And, we were so lucky. They did such an amazing job, joining in for the hours and hours this took, over 200 hours of filming. And And really, I think now students watching at home, you can see someone your own age doing it. You can see a yellow belt or a green tag or a white belt or a yellow tag, showing you the techniques they've learned. And a lot of the time in the classes, it's actually the first time they've learned those techniques. So you can see how I'm teaching the techniques. And what that means is if you're a parent teaching your child at home, I actually speak to you directly on the class saying, if you're teaching this at home, try and say this, use these vocal cues. So you can pick up some techniques that we use, that have worked really well for teaching for the last decade, thousands of children. So hopefully my plan is that we've got parents across the UK and Dubai who can now mentor and train their children at home really, really effectively. So pre-grading is towards the very, very end, week 9, 10, and 11. That's when things start to get very technical. And we say to students, if you can copy along the full pre-grading class, it means you're ready for your grading. And we ask students to really try and keep up with the pace, because it's a very, very fast-paced class towards the end. But if they've been doing everything as we've been suggesting, they'll be completely ready. Let me see. So let's go back, guys. Let's go back to categories here. Back to white belt. And I just wanted to show you down here some of the things we're doing. So again, WarriorNet 1.0, the original WarriorNet was all about technique. We were showing you technique. But now we're diving into a lot more of the character development stuff. So we're going into things, we do a lot of board breaking here actually. We're going into things like how to prepare for a grading as an athlete. How do you use visualization techniques and meditation and the kind of the softer side of martial arts to actually really benefit you and to really help you as a martial artist prepare for it. So we go to visualization techniques here. Then some practical advice on the license book, and then we talk about grading preparation, all these different things which are really important, guys, and hopefully really helpful. Then what we do is we talk about the graduation. We talk about how to share your success and how to upgrade your belt online. One of the things we'll do is, of course, when you do pass your grading and you earn your new belt, you'll be asked to upgrade your belt online on the forum. So you'll be celebrating your success. Everyone in the Warrior Academy will be celebrating with you, and then you'll upgrade. When you upgrade, you get access to the next level. So the next level, of course, would be yellow tag belt. Then you get to yellow tag belt, and you've got access straight away to week 1. Okay, guys, and then when the week 2 comes, there's week 2, and so on, and so on, and so on. And this continues all the way to black belt. So that's our goal, guys, to really have a very, very in-depth, home training program with a community attached to it, which essentially guides students from white belt to black belt. Let me just quickly see one more thing, if I can show you here. Yeah. So if you look at this bit here, you can actually see exactly how much progress you've made. If I go up to here, so as you're looking through, you can see your progress really, really easily. Let's just say I'm a green tag belt right now. If you're a green tag right now, and we're giving you access right now, you'll have access to all of this content all at once and week 1 of green tag. And that will obviously be represented here. So there's 173 lessons right now from white belt to green tag. And you'll have access to all of those when you first join up, guys, as a green tag. So hopefully that gives you guys a really good insight into WarriorNet. So you guys have an idea of what we've been up to. Tons of content, loads of engaging material, a community for your child to really feel a part of. There's familiarity because the instructors are there that teaching your child. And we're going to add in loads of bonuses like special live classes, specialist classes, that sort of stuff, which I think will really, really help. And maybe even interviews and that sort of thing as well. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. Tomorrow morning, just to answer some of these questions here. How do you log in? Okay, tomorrow morning, everyone will receive the login details. So tonight I wanted to announce it and launch it. And tomorrow morning, obviously we've got about 500-600 people to send this out to, which everyone needs a kind of individual link to get in. So we're going to be up all night sending these emails and getting everything ready. So when you wake up in the morning, you will all have WarriorNet 2.0 in your inbox in the UK. And in Dubai, if you've signed up to WarriorNet 2.0, today is the last time you can sign up to it. If you sign up to it, you will have that in your inbox in the morning as well. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. I'd love to hear how you guys found it. Make some comments below. Anything in particular you find interesting, let me know. Any questions at all that you've got, I'm here, guys. Let me know if you've got any questions. You can comment and I will get back to you. What will happen for blue belts with WarriorNet until the lockdown finishes? Good question. So obviously our plan was to have as much of this filmed as possible. We were going to film WarriorNet 2.0 over the next 6 to 12 months. Instead, we anticipated that there may be some disruption to our classes when the lockdown started happening in Asia. Being in Dubai, I kind of predicted this would come towards us. It did. It came towards us very, very quickly, but we managed to get about 2 weeks of filming out. And pretty much we've just been working about 16 to 18 hours a day trying to get this out there and film it all. So we've got up to blue tag, and including blue tag. Blue belt and above will be another 6 to 8 weeks, I think, before we can get that content filmed and out there. Until then, what we're going to do is we've got lots of live classes, obviously, but we want to do something special for the blue belts and above. So we're going to do some specialist Zoom classes, which will be way more interactive. So you'll actually get some invitations to do that. So stay tuned on the Facebook Live pages or the groups, so the UK group and the YouTube page, so you can see what we're going to do with that, because we'll be able to tell you guys exactly what the plan is for our blue belts and above. But of course, you can still use WarriorNet. So if you're a blue belt and above, you'll get access to the whole of WarriorNet and the online forum now. So you'll still get a huge chunk of it, just not the stuff for your current belt. Hi, when can we expect the login details? Tomorrow morning, Sanjikta. Tomorrow morning, we will be sending all of the login details to parents who have booked today for WarriorNet 2.0 in Dubai. So guys, if there's any more questions, let me know, because I'm going to finish this in about 10 seconds. No problems, Lauren. Here to help. Any more questions, guys? Happy to help. Sarah Olmsey, thank you, sir. Looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you for your awesome Warrior family support, guys. You know, we're all going through a very, very difficult time with this, but I think, you know, we can use this as a massive opportunity to grow as martial artists, but as well as people and as a community. Let's have a look here. So Claire Mardell, this looks amazing. I'm sure my not so little warriors are going to really enjoy using it, and the Zoom classes. Oh, amazing. Super, super excited to test these Zoom classes out as well. And, you know, I think especially with the advanced guys, when, you know, they're blue belt and above and they can all follow along on their own, it'd be quite cool to be able to see and correct their technique. And maybe even I can teach some of the UK guys. And from here, we're in lockdown here, and we don't have any space in my house for an awesome dojo-like instructor mats. So I have to try and figure it out. It might be an outdoor session, but but it would be a real honor to be able to train some of our students who I haven't trained for a long time. Thank you, and thank you, Louise Dix. Cool, guys. Well, I will shoot off now. Hopefully that gave you guys an awesome insight. Thank you so much for joining. Any questions, guys, feel free to leave them. I'll come back to the groups and comment on your comments to get back to you. I can't wait to give you guys access tomorrow morning when all of this kicks off. Take care, guys.